Hey everyone, my name is Ahsan. I am a Google Acknowledged expert in Angular and AI. You can see the plank from Google right here and the badges of being an expert. And we are going to talk about the Mastering Angular Signals book. So I'm an author of 3 worldwide published books so far. And the Angular cookbook has been sold, I think, more than 3,000 copies. And for the Mastering Angular Signals book as well, we have sold more than 200 copies so far. A bit more about myself is that I have contributed to the developer ecosystem quite a lot, including the core Angular repository as well. So I've contributed to it, and if you are using Angular, my code is probably in your machine. And I've also created libraries like NGX Device Ejector, which right now has more than 13 million installs overall and more than 5.5 thousand projects on GitHub using it. I'm also someone who loves to code, also to participate in hackathons, and this was a win in Google Stockholm's office when I won the hackathon with this gentleman named Adam. And I'm also someone who has been awarded multiple times. For example, at JS Poland, I was awarded this JS Hero of Education Award. And I'm also someone who has been featured by Google a couple of times, including this one, when I was featured by Google's LinkedIn page, official LinkedIn page, when we were doing a campaign around Google Gemini. Now, enough about myself. Let's get to the book itself. So Mastering Angular Signals is a book which is designed to help you understand signals in general. And signals are the core of Angular today, or so to say, the modern Angular. Because not only you learn the basic signals like signal, effects, computed, but you also are going to learn the core of it so you can understand signal forms, which are coming pretty soon. We also have routing APIs, which are going to be built on top of signals. So there are going to be a lot of changes in Angular, including the signals themselves. So it's super crucial to learn them. In general about the book, I'm the primary author of the book. We also have someone who is also a Google developers expert who reviewed the book named Sonu Kapoor, who is also a Microsoft MVP as well. And the foreword of this book has been written by someone who is actually part of the Angular team, who is Mark Thompson, the developer advocate or the face of the Angular team, who goes to different conferences, creates content, and is an amazing person himself. Now, when it comes to the book's content and style, I'm pretty much known for my teaching style being a bit different. That includes real-world examples, that also includes illustrations, and you'll find all of that in this book. For example, when you start learning about signals, you first go through the normal change detection cycle, what is the behavior of RxJS in general, and then you build from there to the core of signals, computed, effects, etc. But one of the best things about this book is that you can find real-world examples for all the concepts that are going to be taught here, or almost all, if not all. And you can find the instruction for all of that right here in these yellow boxes, where you can see where the code is and how do you serve, or how do you serve the application to see the real-world demo. For example, if you just talk about this example of LinkedSignal, where whenever you try to search something, the page resets to 0. Here you can find it in the chapter 1 application. And if I go to the browser, I can actually show it to you. So here, if you go to LinkedSignal, this is the example we are talking about. And in here, when you try to find someone, for example, Yoshi, you can see that we are looking at just these results. But let's say you went ahead in another page like 4 or something. When you search something else, the page should revert back to 1. And that's what happens. If I am on page 4 and if I try to say Jack, you can see that the page resets to 1, and that is the example of LinkedSignal itself. But I want to show you something more complex. In chapter 6, we talk about signal-driven components and services. And after explaining the core concepts around this, when we look at the real-world example or practical examples, we see this notifications panel where you should have a notifications icon that shows how many unread notifications you have, and as you read them, it essentially changes the count. And when you look at the demo application, which is in the chapter 6, you can see the notification example right here. And you can see that here we have the count of notifications. When you open the panel, you see a real notifications panel. And here you can see all the unread notifications with these dots. And when you click them, you can see the count changes as well. And not only this, we also have a really good example of a shopping cart as well. For example, here you can see that the cart doesn't have anything, but if you add items to cart, even different one, you can see the animations up top, and you can even add the same item here as well. And when you go here, you can essentially go to the cart itself, which is a complete working page where you can see the quantity that we selected so far, the overall price, and the total as well. And as you change it right here, you can see the total being affected and the whole price here as well, which is amazing. So these are the things that you could take, copy, and basically take inspiration from and put into your projects. And when you change it, when you change the way it looks, when you make it your own and build your own use cases, that turns into a portfolio, which is really, really important. and admired by recruiters because you have things and projects to show off your skills. So I highly recommend taking these examples and implementing them in your own projects. And with that said, you can find the book on Amazon, including my other books as well. But I'm also going to publish the Mastering Angular Signals on Leanpub as well, so you can go and buy there and support my work for authoring future books as well. With that said, I wish you all the best with your Angular journey, and I would love to be a part of that by providing you these books and courses and whatnot. So as always, happy coding. I'm going to see you next time.